Some call it fate, some call it the universe's way of keeping score, but I know it as karma, and trust me, karma's a Mitch. Welcome back to episode 7 of Karma's a Mitch, and boy do we have an amazing story coming out of these Coldplay concerts. You know what I'm talking about, it's the Coldplay CEO. And it's just a beautiful story of karma, because trust me, if you just behaved yourself, none of this would have happened. Now, if you, for some reason, don't know what I'm talking about, at these Coldplay concerts, they put people up on this like big jumbotron, because it's a way that lead singer Chris Martin is able to say hello and say thank you to these crowds of tens of thousands of people, and really just interact with his fans a little bit more, so he can see really who's there and how they're experiencing the music, because really to a lot of artists that's what really makes it for them. So as they were going around the jumbotron in Foxborough, Massachusetts, which is just about southwest of Boston, they focus on an older couple who the man is lovingly embracing the woman by the around the back, and they kind of see that they've made their way onto the jumbotron, and they act the most guilty I think I have ever seen two people act. It's like when your dog is sitting beside the destroyed trash can with a really guilty look on its face. Like, come on, obviously you did it. So Chris Martin, again the lead singer of Coldplay, says, "Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy." You hit the nail on the head with that one, Chris. Oh boy, did they get it. Not only was just the guy married, but he was also hugging a married woman who also has a husband who is also a CEO. So not only was she just going after this guy because he was the head of the company they worked at, which is Astronomer. It's like a tech company, kind of like AI, data, all that sort of. I don't know. No one really cares, and it's really not a big deal. But he was the CEO, and she was the chief people officer or head of HR. Oh boy, was he getting head of HR. So they find themselves on the jumbotron, and he immediately just hits the deck, and she covers her face and turns around, and they look so guilty. That is the worst thing you could probably do in this situation. That's when people all went, wait a minute, this guy shouldn't be doing this. Both of them shouldn't be doing this. They both look very guilty. And boy, did people take it by storm. It has brought the internet together. It's tore apart two families, but oh boy, has the internet never been so connected on one specific topic. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's making memes. They're coming up with skits on what their spouses are saying, what the camera guy was thinking. Baseball teams are putting out promotional videos of like their kiss cams, and every single person, whether they reenact the same scene or they have a sign already made that they're hiding, and they go up on the kiss cam and they pull out this sign and it just says, "This is my wife," and then they kiss her, and like all that sort of stuff. It's so funny. The mascots that are doing it, the people that are doing it. I even saw, I don't remember the sports team now, but it was, again, a jumbotron, and instead of having a kiss cam, they had a Coldplay CEO cam, where you were supposed to recreate the scene, and a lot of people just keep hitting it on the head, because everyone's seen this. Like, it's worse now than it is anytime in history to be a cheater. Well, you don't get murdered now, but you do get your life ruined in other ways, and you have to live to see the consequences. This is so much karma just coming around and biting them in the butt. So many bands have said stuff about it as well. The first one I saw was Luke Bryan, And then Morgan Wallen said something about it. And then one of my favorite bands, The Beaches, actually recreated it on their stage as well. The two guitar players were hugging on stage, and they pull the camera over, and the lead singer Jordan goes, "Oh, what's this? Are you having an affair? Are you just shy?" And they split up and they run away, and it's so, like, it's all as funny as it was the first time. Every single video on my feed is basically a new meme about this Coldplay CEO, and they both deserve it so much. People found their LinkedIns, people found their obviously their names and their faces and their families. Obviously they're not bothering their families, which is a great thing, because obviously this is already horrible for them. People were saying there was another girl in the video that was actually working in HR and was recently promoted, and everyone was thinking, oh, it's because she knew about them and she wasn't telling, so then they brought her to the Coldplay concert, and that's this other girl beside them that looks really smug about this, but it was just some random person. The company did actually release a statement. Again, the company is Astronomer. Here's their statement on X. Quote, "As stated previously, Astronomer is committed to the values and culture that have guided us since our founding. Our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability, and recently that standard was not met. Andy Byron has tenured his resignation, and the board of directors has accepted. The board will begin a search for our next CEO, as co-founder and chief product officer Pete Joy continues to serve as interim CEO. Before this week, we were known as a pioneer in the data ops space, helping data teams power everything from modern analytics to production AI. While awareness of our company may have changed overnight, our product and our work for our customers have not. We're continuing to do what we do best, helping our customers with their toughest data and AI problems. Well, trust me, Astronomer, there's a lot of data out on your CEO and head of HR right now, or chief people's officer. Same kind of thing, you know. Pretty much obviously they have turned off their replies. It has 1 million views, and it was released just 2 days ago. So just absolutely crazy stuff happening. He also released a statement as well, and trust me, it's not good. I don't know if you expected it to be, but it's not good. Statement from past CEO Andy Byron. Quote, "I want to acknowledge the moment that's been circulating online and the disappointment it's caused. What was supposed to be a night of music and joy turned into a deeply personal mistake playing out on a very public stage. I want to sincerely apologize to my wife, my family, and the team at Astronomer. You deserve better from me as a partner, as a father, and as a leader. This is not who I want to be or how I want to represent the company I helped build. I'm taking time to reflect, to take accountability, and to figure out the next steps, personally and professionally. I ask for privacy as I navigate that process." And from what I've heard, people have been quite respectful to this as well. However, they do just keep sharing his his likeness in the video and just making fun of him, because again, he absolutely does deserve it. Cheating is one of the worst legal things you could do, and yeah, you absolutely should not be doing it in such a public place as well. However, he continues on with this. "I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can all think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life into a spectacle." They didn't do it on purpose, dude. You were having a cute moment to, I guess, cutesy songs and beautiful songs, and they want to share that moment with everyone else because that's what people are saying. Or that's what people are feeling, per se. You also went to a public concert. This wasn't any sort of like private event where, oh, nope, Diddy, don't break out the camera. Like, not that sort of thing. And you don't get the opportunity to say, no, I don't want to go on the Jumbotron what you do is to not show something that you wouldn't want to be shown to a large audience. And again, nothing would have happened if you guys just played it off. Like, just be cool. And none of this would have happened because no one would have cared. No one else looked up the two people that were in the banana suits right afterwards. No one cared who they were. Because if it's normal, people don't care. If it's something that piques someone's interest, they want to look into it just a little bit more. No one knew who Astronomer was. No one cared. Every now and again, people went, oh my goodness, is this how I find out my boss is getting fired? Because they worked at the company and then they said something about it online. But the amount of people that wouldn't have known, that wouldn't have cared, that probably wouldn't have even posted the video if you had just been cool. Because no one else cares about just some random couple who are doing what every other couple was doing. I have not seen any other video from that concert of someone up on the Jumbotron. Now, there was a video of a just recently engaged couple who actually got to go up and sing with Chris Martin. And that was, of course, on the Jumbotron because people are taking it from the audience and they need to actually be able to see. But guess what? They were actually together. So now Chris Martin has also been, actually, with that one in particular, he saw the sign and just got engaged. Can we sing whatever song with you? I think it was like Starstruck or something like that. And he goes, okay, but are you guys actually together? And even Chris Martin was like, guys, please don't post that. Obviously, which of the two videos am I talking about? Please don't post that online. I don't want to make a whole big, TikTok. I don't want to go viral. And trust me, it was already viral. I'm sorry. It was so much fun just seeing these people all come together from around the world. Because, again, it's people at baseball games. It's people at other concerts who are doing it as well, and other shows. And recently Fluffy was just in Windsor. Gabriel Iglesias, amazing comic as well, goes by Fluffy. He was just in Windsor, and he wanted to do a video with the audience, and before he turned on his camera, he goes, hey, if you guys are here with someone you're not supposed to be here with, don't make it obvious. Step away from each other. Because I'm not here to do that. I'm here to tell jokes and have fun. I'm not here to tear apart your life. That's you can do that on your own time. So it was so much fun to see all these people come together. And again, okay, what could you have done to avoid this entirely? Okay, well let's go with the survivability onion. If you don't know what the survivability onion is, it's something used in armored vehicle warfare. And I can't type and talk at the same time. Okay, now I have it pulled up. The survivability onion is something used in armored vehicle warfare that basically, how can you survive? Well, the first ring of the onion is to not be there. Don't be where the enemy is. The second one is don't be detected, so don't let the enemy see you. The next one is don't be acquired or identified. So if they see you, make sure they don't know that you're an enemy. The next one is when they fire, don't be hit. And then the next one is if you are hit, don't be penetrated. And if you are penetrated, don't be killed. So let's let's make a little survivability onion for people cheating on their spouses. So obviously, the first one is don't cheat on your spouse. But if you are going to cheat on your spouse, don't be detected. Obviously, is the next one. So don't get found out by your spouse, which these CEOs didn't. The next one is don't do it publicly, which is a pretty good one because then people can see you. The next one is don't do it in front of tens of thousands of people. Is another really good one. And then after that, if you are seen by tens of thousands of people with your side chick, don't act the way they did and just kind of owe up to it and don't raise any red flags that, oh, this person is with someone they shouldn't be with. And then, of course, don't be actually caught by your spouse. Unless you're Shaggy. Actually, who's the other guy on that song? Because that's the actual guy. Well, I guess Shaggy wouldn't be caught because he's the one going like, just say it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. That's a great song. Now, I don't want to sit here and explain a whole bunch of memes over like audio because that's stupid. You can just turn on your phone and see them all. But one of my favorites is just the video, but it's reversed. So it starts at the end and obviously goes backwards. And the text said, "Man tying his shoe comforts crying woman." And again, it's him standing up from dipping out and grabbing her because that's how... It's just such a great story. There are people going on asking if he can like sue Coldplay, but lawyers have reacted and said that it's dead on arrival. Like there's no way he can. A lot of concert venues actually say that, hey, if you show up here, we could film you. And also, it's your fault, dude. Like you were the one that was ruining your life. It wasn't Coldplay, and it wasn't whoever was filming it on their phones. That's what it is. Now people are also saying how crazy it is that you can be identified with just a handful of pictures. But that's also your fault as well, since you're the one with the big LinkedIn profile and pictures and all this sort of stuff. Like, it's no one's fault but yourself. So that's really your problem. Now, I'm pretty sure the lady has also been put on administrative leave, and she is also probably going to be let go, or she's probably going to actually quit herself. Now, she has only been in the position for, I think, less than a year. I've read 9 months. So it's just crazy that all this sort of stuff can happen in such a short amount of time. And again, don't get caught. And she's not going after him because he's the CEO. Because I am also pretty sure that she's married to a CEO of a big brewer. So like it's not like a money thing. It's not a power. Maybe it's a power thing, but like her husband was also a CEO. So there's no. I don't really have any reason. Obviously, there's no good reason for it. There's nothing that would go, oh, no, it was okay. Because obviously it's not. Cheating, again, awful thing to do to another person. But the internet has just done such a great job with it. So again, just to recap. 1, don't cheat on your wife. Don't cheat on your partner. Don't cheat in general. I think that's a really great rule. However, if you are, and I do not endorse this whatsoever, and obviously you'll get what's coming to you, don't do it at a massive concert, and don't overreact or raise up any red flags. Surprised there were any red flags there to begin with. You'd think they were all yellow. But alright, fine. It's the only Coldplay song I still know. Well enough. Yeah, don't cheat on your wife. Don't know how many times I have to say that. In other news, I got a haircut finally. I'm sure you know how long my hair is. If you follow me over on my socials at Mitch.fm, Mitch.dotfm, it's back up to around where when I met Tim Hicks, which is actually pretty recently over on, I reposted it pretty recently, but you can see what my hair was when I was doing hay as well. That was my last post too. Anyways, I cut it, which I don't do normally. I give more blood than I give hair. Because I also went and gave blood. When was it? Last Monday, right. I went and gave blood in Hagersville. So I got my hair cut, and I had to wait around for a while because it's just like a walk-in barber. You don't like make an appointment because you never really know how long it's going to take. A buzz cut takes maybe 20 minutes to do. I was a little bit longer because I had a lot more hair, but typically what I just go do is I sit in the barber chair and I just go, screw me up. Like, I just need my hair cut. I can figure out what I'm going to do with it later. I have no clue. I basically just told them, I'm like, just take 4 inches off of everywhere. I just like grabbed a whole bunch and was like, cut it off there. It'll basically be around my chin if you need like something to actually measure. And don't worry about taking too much because it grows back. Like, I do not care. I cannot physically tell you in a way that will not make you worried how much I do not care about my hair. Just cut it off and make it look even. just making it look the same on both sides. That's all I care, because I can fix everything else. I can fix how it's styled, I could fix whatever, but like this guy went all out. He was like tying it up and like twisting it and pinning it and like really doing an amazing job. And I was trying to figure out how to pay him like $50 for it. But like by the end, the actual like subtotal after tax was $24 straight. And I was like, and he was holding the card reader. So like I was trying to like not take it, because obviously he's just like kind of holding it out to me to like basically tap my card, and I'm trying to like hit the highest tip amount I can, because I was like, this is a lot of work for me. Like he took a straight razor and like shaved the back of my neck. Like I got it Friday, and it's Monday now, and it's still like not is the back of my neck hairy? I don't know. He shaved it and it's not fuzzy, so I don't know what he did to it. Then he shaved my sideburns, and like, cause that was another thing. I was like, just please cut my side. Do you know how many barbers like just won't do my sideburns for some weird reason? Like, do they I don't know, because I don't go to like, I guess a salon is what women go to. I don't go to women barbers. There's a difference. Sorry. I don't go to women's hairdressers. Women barbers are the actual ones cutting the hair, and that just means they're women and they're barbers, which means they typically cut men's hair, I think. I don't know. That's how I kind of think about it, and now you understand why. But typically when I go to someone that normally cuts women's hair, like my mom's one friend, I don't even know if she's done my sideburns, and she just leaves them, and I just tuck them behind my ears and whatever. I just go about my day, because I typically don't care about how I look, because most of the time I'm in the barn. That's the only place I go. I try not to go anywhere else, because that means driving to a more populated area, and I don't like those. So yeah, no, this guy, like I walked out and I was like, wow, I got more than my money's worth. Like I feel like I scammed this guy, because like all the stuff he did and all the work he put into it, like did a amazing job. He just like layered it all and like really measured up where to part my hair, and now I have a part in my hair. I don't know if I still do, if I still have a part in my hair, because I've had a handful of showers. I do, but it's definitely not straight. This is why I wear a hat most of the time, because then I just don't have to worry about it. So that's why most of my pictures you see me with a hat on. The question is, do I have a picture without my hat on my socials? I do not. Look at that. Huh. That's just because whenever I'm out, I have a hat on. Every now and again, I think I've posted like stories and stuff without it, but I try to keep it kind of dead on, like straight, like eye level, because like too tall, like not many people are taller than me. Not many people look down on me. From the bottom, I've done like I remember doing one Facebook Live, for KX, and it was the Boots in the Creek, Stony Creek, Country Music Festival. and I was panning around, flipping. Was I flipping cameras? No, I think I was just using the front facing camera, so you'd see me, and then I'd like flip it around to show whatever I was talking about, and then I'd go back, walk down a little bit down the road, and then when I finished, and I got crap from my mother, I put the phone down to like end it, and it was just like an upshot of me. Now we've gotten other great pictures that I can't really describe or share from live streams, but oh my goodness. So that's what was I on about? Right, I try not to get the top of my head in pictures, but I'm not always wearing a hat. Typically they're around. There's one right behind me right now, but that's typically what I'm doing. I went to go also do my license. I got to renew my license. First time to do that. And I went to do like get my haircut, and then I can go get my license taken. And then it was like 1 o'clock by the time I got out. I left at 10:30, and it was 1 o'clock by the time I finished up my haircut. And town is 10 minutes away, so I spent a lot of time there. So I kind of just wanted to go home. So I went and got lunch and went home. So that's what I did with my day on Friday. I didn't get the license. And then today was like, oh, I'll go get the license today. And then we went out to the bush to go mark trees to cut. And then, yeah, I started doing this because I also want to go to my brother's soccer game tonight. I think somewhere's different now. Because I also got crap for not going to those. Although I have good reasons. I may not be able to share them, but they're good reasons. No, there's so much to do around here that I just try not to do anything else. I also try not to go places. So my brother's girlfriend was asking the other night, they were going out to a party, and they were asking where I was. And because for some reason I want to go to basically a high school seniors party. That's a great thing I absolutely want to do with my life. That's sarcasm. I really don't. I'm going to catch a case. I'm going to go to the high school Diddy party. I don't know what it was. I also wouldn't have gone in general because I do not like people or parties. But I guess she wanted me to, not even third wheel with them, but fifth wheel because they were taking another couple. So that would have been brutal. And I also would have been 3 to 4 years older than like everyone else there, which totally isn't weird. I don't know what, I feel like I'd be chaperoning at that point, right? Like I'm not there to do it. And also I had stuff to do in the morning, so I was already asleep at like 9 o'clock, which isn't a rare occurrence. It's pretty constant. So for some reason, I guess we were going to go do that, but I absolutely was not. What did I bring that up for? Right, party. I'm planning a party, which is another thing that I don't really do. I've had 2 parties here. We used to do Dungeons and Dragons every now and again, but that was like 5 or 6 people, which is still a lot, but like we would do dinner and then everyone would go home, and then we were all in high school, so none of us were drinking. Every now and again people would bring weed. I don't like it. I've never tried it, so I can't really say I don't like it. But I also don't eat peanut butter because I don't like the smell of it. So I also don't do weed. I drink every now and again. It's very, I've talked about this before. I know I've talked about my drinking habits before. Really lack of drinking habits, I should really say. So every now and again people would bring like their weed pens, which, by the way, not a good thing to be doing. Like, not because, oh, Mitch, you say weed is bad. No, it's because the stuff is like actually full of like heavy metals, like lead and stuff. So if you know someone who's vaping or doing like, I think they're dab pens, I don't know what they're called, but like the weed pens, try and get them to stop. Like, actually smoking is better for you. Like cigarettes, if you need nicotine. Do Zins, like the pouches. I also don't do the nicotine either. I don't do much. That basically sums me up as a person. I don't do much. And I like it that way. I really do. What was I on about? Right. So like we never really did anything. It wasn't really a party. It was more we were there to be nerds and play Dungeons and Dragons. I did a grade 8 grad party here, and we did like fireworks and that sort of stuff and had a fire. That's basically it. And then we did a grad party here for high school as well after prom. So I guess a prom after party. We hadn't graduated yet. But and that was also basically the same thing. We just had a fire, and I don't even think we had booze there. Yeah, because again, we were in high school, and I'm a good boy, and I follow the law, which is odd because not because, I don't know why. It's never really struck me as a cool thing. I don't know. Never really felt the need for it. Again, people had weed there. I didn't partake. Again. Not that I'm trying to get myself out of, like, you wouldn't charge me off of that. Or make myself look better than everyone else. It's just not a thing I do. I know a lot of people who did. Not my kind of thing. The people that go in like the bathrooms and stuff at school and have to do that and have to be faded by fourth were insane. But I knew people that would show up drunk, and that also creeped me out. I guess not creeped, but like, you know what I mean. It didn't rub me the right way. Showing up and you're talking like in like two inches from my face about how drunk you are, and I can smell it on your breath at not even 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, brutal. How did you make it here, honestly, on time, and you're like stupid drunk? But anyways, I digress. What was I talking about? Parties, right? We're planning a party for one of my friends, so we're gonna see how that goes. I don't really know. I don't really do a lot of that stuff. I guess we also had a party for the end of first year in college, but again, not really much of a thing. It rained. I should check the weather for that, actually. I was thinking about that last night, and I never bothered, so I should do that. We're probably not going to reschedule, but we'll have to see how it goes. Yeah, just basically parties in the country are drink and have a fire, and that's basically how it goes. Welcome to the country. I know you do like a bush party. Of course, there's like music and stuff all the time, but that's basically it. It's not like a house party where you like trash someone's parents' house and then you leave and they wake up like 10 o'clock the next morning with a crazy hangover and they're like, oh no, my house is destroyed. This isn't good. So again, not my kind of thing to do that sort of stuff. But people typically like bring tents and bring sleeping bags, and it's not really a real party in the country unless you spend a night in the hayloft. Isn't in my opinion. That's why I have them at my house, so I don't have to, and I can go sleep in my bed. So that's kind of what I like to do with it. But it's just really an opportunity for all of us to get back together and just have some fun, because a lot of us are still looking for jobs and still looking for all that sort of stuff, and still unsure of what we're going to do with everything. So it's going to be fun. Maybe blow up a tree stump with some tannerite. Of course, be safe with it. Every pound is 100 yards. You got to stand back, from what I've heard. So that does mean there is some, at some point you can set off a certain amount and like be on top of it. No, it doesn't. You're firing a gun at it. That's how tannerite. So tannerite is like a binary explosive, which means that so there's two parts to it, and no one part is explosive until you mix the two together, and then it's only will be detonated if you put a certain amount of energy into it. So that's where the shooting it comes from, where you have to shoot it with something traveling faster than 2,000 feet per second, which is not a lot of bullets that I have. A lot of the time they're like really expensive guns. Not really expensive, but like a couple thousand dollars for like a half decent rifle for it. I haven't tried it yet. I don't know if we will. But it depends on how early the drinking starts, because we're not handling any sort of explosives under, or firearms really, under any sort of the influence. So we're just gonna see how that goes. But of course, there might even be video. I might even take a video of it. That depends. Probably. It really depends on how well it goes. So we'll have to see. I was gonna talk about this. I completely forgot. The Phantom Power album turned 27 this past week, and that was awesome. It's probably my favorite album above all else. It was July 14th, so a week ago today. I missed it. So anyway, but this is what I get for recording early. This is what I don't like. So I actually just took their post about it and put it over on my story, and the hip actually liked it. Like they liked my Instagram story, and that I like still fangirling about that. And I know it doesn't mean much. Like they didn't like follow me or anything like that. They just, hit a like on my, but still it feels good to me. They saw it and they hit like on it. It is my absolute favorite album. I got the box set that they put out for their 25th anniversary, and I didn't know until recently, and I did just find out that the print that it actually came with is a replica print, but still, it's cool. I like it. It looks like it's signed. That's all that really matters to me. I'm not gonna resell anything. I'm not like a reseller. I don't really care. Like I take CDs, like the CD books, and I cut them up, and they're all up on my wall. But the box set is really awesome because of all the LPs and all that sort of stuff with it. And I have them up basically everywhere. I need to put one. Oh wait, no, I do have one right above my computer. But plenty of awesome stuff in there that I just like. It comes with a set of like foil stickers. I'm awful with stickers. I don't know where to put them. This is why I like my buttons and stuff on my jacket, because I can take them off and I can put them on wherever, and that's my kind of thing. That's what I like to do. They also have a CD like box set as well. It's like $90, but like it comes with a whole bunch of awesome CDs, and again, I like to take those and put them up on my wall because a lot of the time they look cool. I have two versions of Big Rec's In Loving Memory Of album, which again, favorite album from Big Rec, probably like my number 2 like album on a tier list. I should do a whole tier list one day. I think I know what they are, but anyways, so one CD has their logo printed on it, just like BW all in a circle. The other one that I actually have up on my wall is a print that looks like the album cover, which is, I don't even know what it is. It fell down again. Well, there we go. I wouldn't have been able to see it because I don't have my glasses on anyways. That's why I'm doing it. Audio this week and not video, because I've been up and down. This has taken me all day to record, and I'm only not even at 40 minutes yet. This is going to be a shorter one. I'm going to try and get to 20 minutes, but we're going to see how it goes. Or sorry, try to do another 20 minutes and get to an hour, but we'll see how it goes. So that would be cool to get, because the CD set. But we'll see how it goes. It does come with a Blu-ray. I should pop that into my... I can't pop it into my computer because it's not a Blu-ray reader. It's just a normal DVD reader. But it is one of my favorite things to do, is to rip CDs. So I got Avril Lavigne. That was another one that's really nice. And I have a whole bunch of printed CDs up on like my ceiling as well, because I mean they look so good. And then I have other ones which weren't like printed, and I have them so the shiny side is down so it reflects the lights as well, which again, super awesome. It looks amazing, and I need to do a room tour, but I need to now clean it up just a little bit more. It was clean when last week when Ange was on, and I actually had the video on, but then I start doing things and it gets out of hand. So that's what happens. But anyway, the Hip liked my story, and I'm going to be riding off that high until they do something better, and then I'm going to be much happier. The next thing is like a comment or maybe then a follow, and then like I don't know what would be next. Actually, like seeing them perform with someone, because I can't sing. I sing to the cows, but that's the end of that, really. I wouldn't be able to function seeing them on stage. I cry when I watch the national celebration every year, which is coming up next month. Actually, exactly a month from today. 8/20/2016 was the date. I'm hoping next year that they come out with the... I've already said this again, but hopefully next year they come out with an actual like track list or like album of it. I would love to have it on my iTunes, but I've done just about anything I could with like ripping it and trying to put it on and trying to like make a track list in Adobe, and really pulling the audio is the worst part of it because it's so hard to actually manage to do it. I mean, especially now that I've figured out how to actually move the songs from my phone from my computer onto my phone. That's like one step closer, but it's still trying to get the actual audio because I can't re-record it because it's like protected, and I can't get the audio because it's difficult to get that as well. I really don't know how I do it, so I'm trying to I don't know, maybe next year August. If not, then I'm gonna really go at it and try and... It's not really pirating because I'm taking it for myself. I already have it. I just don't want to throw on a movie basically if I want to hear some songs from the from the concert. Geez, that was almost 10 years ago now, which is insane to think about. Because I watched it live. I know Dan was at work and he watched it live as well. A third of the country watched it live, which was insane to me. Even now, I mean, the difference between 2016 and today's population is crazy. But just the sheer willingness that everyone would come together and watch it. Like, what's the percentage? What would it be if they did it this year? Like, what would the percentage be of people that actually sat down and watched it if the Hip were to do that final tour in 2026 instead of 2016? I'm not saying the music or anything would be different if they did it the same and the album had still just come out and all the same hype and stuff. What would it be different? What would be different? 11 million people, over 11 million people watched it. Would that number be up or down? Would it, stay around the same? Like, it was a national celebration, right? Everyone knew about it, and everyone kind of, like, there were so many big watch parties and all that sort of thing. That's what a lot of people didn't account for, was like how many people actually went out to these watch parties and how many people actually went and saw it. That's the biggest thing about it. And that's what I love, is just the huge community around it. Loads of people had watch parties. Loads of people had dozens of people there. And a lot of people maybe wouldn't have watched it if not, because how they actually got those ratings was these little things called PPMs, or personal people meters. And they track what radio stations you listen to and what TV shows you watch. So it was able to pick up on like inaudible signals coming through the speakers for that show. I think it was Bell Media that actually transmitted that one over TV. So that's how they got those numbers. That was through what's called numeris. So that would be someone with a PPM, and it really just depends on where they were, how many people, like how many meters counts to how many people, because typically it's 1 meter or one journal if you're just talking about radio. Maybe the journals are TV as well, but I'm not 100% sure. But one person tracking counts for 2,500 people that aren't. So that's kind of what their numbers are. I don't think that's really true anymore, but who knows? That's how they got that number of basically a third of the country was watching at one point this one concert. So that's probably my level of knowledge on that topic, but it's one of my favorite things to talk about, if you can't tell. So I try not to talk about it too much because I will just go on forever, but I've been trying to pull it for a while. I know I already stopped talking about the Coldplay CEO, but I have already seen way too much already in the 5 minutes I just went to go do something. Oasis has now actually responded at one of their concerts, asking if there were any lovebirds there, and that they don't have any of the Gallaghers used much more colorful language than I can. I can say whatever I want. I just choose not to. But they said they didn't have any of the Coldplay camera stuff going on. And I think that's hilarious because I forgot Oasis was doing a tour in general. Like, this was such big news, like a year ago? If not more, that like all the tickets were going on sale and that sort of thing. And everyone was taking bets on how long it would last. And obviously, I guess they're still together and they're still doing it, but like no one really cares because there's no drama. So, that's how that goes. But anyway, lots of people talking about lots of crazy stuff on the Coldplay. Now, there's more stuff on the lady. What was her name? Oh, no, I don't remember. But the lady that was already married to a CEO, and it turns out that that family is actually one of the wealthiest families in Boston. So again, this is coming from the New York Post, so it's super far right. I would also warn you if something was coming from the super far left. HR exec in the Coldplay cheating scandal married into one of the oldest, wealthiest families in Boston. The K-boats speak only to God, in quotes. Lots of people said they own half of who decides what's holy and what's profitable in Boston. So, like, a major, like, it's not even saying that, oh, this CEO was more powerful, because obviously he wasn't. So I don't know what this sort of stuff was, why this was going on. But someone else on Twitter said, this sounds like a pattern, a CEO pattern. It seems like it's a game to her. She enjoys the thrill of lusting after these powerful men, only to gain their trust and affection before she ruins their lives. So I don't know what she was doing with the other guy, whether it's just like, oh, make him fall in love with me, and then I'm going to go ruin two CEOs' lives, two powerful men's lives, because I'm going to go and cheat on them and make them regret going out with me. So honestly, just altogether, just an awful, awful person. And again, like, there's more stuff going to be coming along. Again, don't cheat on your spouse. How many times do I have to say that? Really? Honestly, don't do that. That's a great idea to not do. So it's it's honestly very, very entertaining to me. Now, there was also something else that was super entertaining, and I can't talk about that one because it's family, and someone will get mad if I talk about stuff that someone else said and called me bad things, and I laughed at them, and then I made them mad. So, I can't talk about that, but I had a lot of fun with that conversation, although I can't really talk about it. But I will say that something happened. Maybe I'll be able to talk about it all once, but it just keeps racking up the stuff that really I shouldn't be talking about. So, right now, especially not right now. So we'll see how it goes, if I can talk about it later on. But we'll have to see. I think I'm going to leave it there, just under an hour. Unfortunately, I know, I'm sorry, I've been recording all day. This is all I got. but hopefully it's enough for you. Don't forget, lots of other episodes. I think this is episode 7 now, which is crazy. Hours and hours of content already racking up, and I haven't missed a day yet. So that's really awesome for me too. So thank you again for listening. Don't forget, don't cheat on your spouse. Number 1, don't go to a concert with the person you're cheating on them with. Probably number 2. And 3, if you're gonna act like that, don't. Just play it off and you'll slip right under the radar. Don't put up red flags, put up yellow ones. And geez, imagine not only finding out that your spouse is cheating on you, but finding out your spouse was a Coldplay fan. Like I think that's even worse. Again, thanks for listening. And don't forget to catch me over on my socials, Mitch DOTFM over on everything. And of course, head on over to the website, mitchdotfm.ca for all the different ways you can listen and even watch. You can go watch last week's episode over on YouTube. I did video with Ange. That one was a lot of fun to not only just record, but just to listen back and to edit as well. So go watch that one over on YouTube, and of course the audio version is also up. That was episode 6. It was all yellow. That was my play on the Coldplay. This one's also going to be probably a joke about it as well. So thanks again for listening. Don't forget, leave a like, follow, subscribe, comment even. I think you can even leave a review as well of the podcast, wherever you can. I would really love to hear about it. And of course, you can always DM me over on my socials as well to tell me a little bit more about the podcast too. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, what goes around comes around, especially if you cheat. And remember, karma's a Mitch. Thanks.